Hunderkopf, in addition to being the cat house and gambling den capital of the VSR, was also home to a reasonably thriving live theatre scene. In the 1910s, spurred on in no small part by the military occupation of Crystal City making tourism there unappealing, artists and performers came from across the country to the City of Last Chances to reach their audience. By far the most famous venue in the city was the Liberty Hippodrome, a building that once hosted horse races, but was rebuilt as a theatre in the 1890s after being razed to the ground during the Revolution. The Hippodrome was on its way to becoming one of the Republic's most celebrated venues, even hosting international acts such as Mistinguett and Mata Hari. And in June of 1911, the Hippodrome's headline performer was a spiritualist by the name of Katerina Vulpina.
Telesphore! Stop the car!
You're not supposed to stop here.
Stop the car right now!
Hey, where'd you learn to drive, jackass?
Katerina Vulpina, famed medium, conduit to the beyond. This week only. We have to go.
We have a delivery to make at Maritz's shop tonight, Colette. We're a wee bit busy.
Tomorrow, then. I've always wanted to see a spiritualist in person. Did you know they can manifest spirits in the world of the living using ectoplasm? I've seen pictures.
Oh, come on, Colette. You're smarter than that. None of that stuff is real.
I'm going to keep driving now, if that's okay with everyone.
I can go back and buy us some tickets.
You can't do that, Colette. Hunderkopf is no place to be caught walking alone.
Exactamundo. Now, why don't we
I'll
go...
come with you.
What?
Oh, it's been too long since we've been to the theatre, Eisen. I like to get tickets before they sell out. You can deal with Maritz's men on your own, and we'll meet you outside the pawn shop.
That shite isn't theatre. It's just highway robbery with extra steps.
It's just a bit of fun, Eisen. Stop being such a wet blanket.
Is it really so hard to believe? Ghosts might be real.
Oh, I'll believe in them, when I see good evidence.
Magic exists. The Kersita exists. Is it so much of a stretch? Maybe contacting spirits in the afterlife is just a type of magic that has yet to be properly documented. Like a kind of mental necromancy or something.
You know what I think? I think if communing with the dead was a type of magic, they'd teach it in one of the 4 colleges, and you'd be able to get a degree in it by now. And yet, you can. And the only people who ever seem to be able to do it are stage magicians. I wonder why that is.
Why does it matter if it's real or not? It's a show.
Oh, it's dishonest is what it is. I mean, spiritualists just take advantage of people for their money.
So do you, Eisen.
You got me there. Alright, get us 3 tickets, but don't put us too close to the stage.
While Eisen took care of collecting payment for the case of Czechoslovakian absinthe he and his partners had smuggled in from Austria-Hungary, Colette and Telesphore purchased 3 tickets to Katerina Vulpina's show. I was able to access the Hippodrome's seating chart from that weekend, which has allowed me to confirm my initial suspicions that they were, in fact, very close to the stage.
Row 3! Oh, you've got to be kidding me!
It's as far back as we could get, darling. Katerina sells out extremely quickly, it seems.
Well, she is the best spiritualist in the country.
Low bar. I can't believe I let you talk me into this.
Well, you know what they say. What happens in Hunderkopf is liable to stay there. Consider it a write-off.
Katerina Vulpina, if her own promotional material is to be believed, learned the art of spiritualism from her great-grandmother, who appeared to her as a ghost every night from her 13th birthday onwards. Starting at age 15, Katerina began communicating with what she claimed was the spirit of a man murdered in her family home centuries before. She rose to prominence by conducting conversations with the supposed spirit, during which he would answer her questions with a series of knocks that emanated from the walls and ceiling. In subsequent live performances, she expanded her repertoire, claiming to be able to channel a wide variety of lost souls, even sometimes manifesting them through ectoplasm.
This is gonna suck.
Shh! It's starting!
Thank you, thank you. Greetings, dear friends. I am Katerina Velpina, conduit to the spirit realm. It is such an honor to share this space with you today, here in a city with so much history, so much life, and so much loss. When I first stepped foot in the Hippodrome tonight, I could scarcely stand all the restless spirits surrounding us. But with your help today, with your strength, your focus, and your help, we will quiet the noise, reach beyond the veil, and grasp the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will speak with the dead.
She's got quite a stage presence, you have to admit.
So do circus monkeys.
Shh! I'm trying to listen!
There are so many who wish to speak with us today. So many restless spirits. I beg of you, stay calm. You'll all get your turn. Friends, we must all focus. Turn to the person next to you and hold their hands.
Don't mind if I do.
Close your eyes, friends, and repeat this. Restless spirits, still yourselves.
Restless spirits, still yourselves. Ison, you have to say it or it won't work.
Oh, fine. Restless spirits, still yourselves.
Thank you, friends. The spirits are calmed. They patiently await. I feel the presence here on the stage with me. He's stepping forward. Yes, I'm certain of it. It's a man taken from this world too soon. He's asking for you, my dear.
Oh, that's my Richard.
How did she know?
That woman is the only person in here dressed in all black, and she's been dabbing her eyes with a handkerchief since she walked in.
Richard, is that you? Is that your name? Knock once for yes, twice for no.
It really is him.
He says he misses you very much. He has a message for you. He says not to worry about him. He is at peace now and watching over you always.
Did he say anything about whether I should give the land to his brother?
Oh, I'm afraid his presence is fading. I cannot see him anymore. Sit back down, my dear. The dead rarely stay as long as we wish them to. Oh, another spirit is emerging from the shadows.
Of course there is.
Ison, be quiet!
Oh, an older gentleman this time. He is desperately trying to call out a name, but I cannot make it out. I'm hearing, the letter M. A name beginning with an M.
My name's Matthias.
Yes! Yes! Now I see it. He is calling Matthias.
Is that my grandfather?
No, that's not it.
Then it must be my mother's Uncle Carl. She always tells me she wished we had the chance to meet.
Oh, he is fading. Now that he has fulfilled your mother's wishes, he is able to pass on. He was so proud to finally meet you, Matthias.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, Matthias. Thank you.
She's so good. I hope she picks one of us next.
So do I.
There are so many spirits still waiting. They are growing restless again. Friends, say the incantation with me. Hold hands. Close your eyes and repeat after me. Restless spirits, still yourselves.
Restless spirits, still yourselves.
Before we get so bored, we kill ourselves.
I say, would it kill you to play along?
Thank you, my friends. Now, I am sensing a female presence this time. Warm, nurturing, a motherly figure.
Oh, this one might be me.
Is your child here in the audience today, madame?
This one's definitely for me.
I'm sensing a name, and it starts with C.
Colette?
No, sit back down, my child.
Damn.
Carol? That's me.
Oh, my dear, she is quite insistent. You mustn't marry Hans. He is a liar and a cad and wants you for your inheritance.
Mother, is this true? You mean he didn't really love me? I will break off the engagement immediately. Thank you, Katerina.
Oh, thank you, Carol. Your mother's soul is at peace now. She is fading. Oh, goodbye. She is gone. Wait. I feel another presence here. Oh, this one is stronger than the others. I cannot tell who it is, but I fear it might.
At this point, Katerina began to convulse as a stringy green substance poured from her mouth into her hands, forming into the shape of a ghostly figure bathed in a slight green glow.
Oh, come on, that's just cheesecloth.
No, it isn't. Oh, wait. I think it is.
There is an oppressive negative influence here, clouding my vision. My friends, it does not give me any joy to say, someone in this room does not believe.
Oh, you think so?
If you're so convinced that I'm a fraud, then why not have a closer look? Come up and join me on the stage.
Fine, I will.
Please don't.
Telesphor's words fell on deaf ears as Eisen was already making his way up to the stage.
All right, diagnose me.
I sense you are a man of strong convictions. Convictions you have been willing to suffer greatly for. I also know that you're a man of science. And you are someone who trusts only in that which you can hold in your hands and take apart to see how it works.
Yeah, all right.
I know exactly who has come here to speak with you, Eisen.
Okay, who is it?
It is a female spirit, a relative, a mother. No, not a mother. A grandmother.
Oh, yes, aye. Do go on.
Do you have a message for your grandson who is with us today? She is telling me that she has waited years to reach you from beyond the veil. But now that she is here...
Oh, come on. Oh, wow. Yeah, yep. It really sounds like her. Here, a round of applause for you. You've really won me over. Not. Aye, well, that's a very impressive trick, considering my grandmother is still alive.
What?
Aye, she lives in Toria with my brother and his wife. She's still kicking it at 96 years old and she does not speak a word of German. Oh, it's alright, sweetheart. Even mediums make mistakes, right?
Silence!
Oi, let go of me!
You foolish man. You meddle with forces which you do not understand. The spirits of this place have a message for you. One that you won't find so amusing. Before the 12th chime of the city clock tower at midnight tonight, you, Eisen, will meet with a terrible fate.
Alright. I guess I'll go back to my seat then. Bloody hell.
Why do you always do this? This is exactly like that time we went to the cabaret with the mind reader.
Well, I wasn't thinking of that number. You want me to lie to the man?
Now you've gone and done it. We just wanted to have a good time at the Hippodrome, and you got yourself cursed.
Colette, honey, I studied artifice for 6 years. I'm pretty sure I know what a curse looks like. And that was not a real curse. That was an embarrassed charlatan trying to win back her crowd.
You don't know that. She was able to say all that stuff about you that was right. Maybe the curse was real. I mean, she even guessed your name, and it's not like there's anyone else walking around named Eisen.
Aye, Colette, you're right. But let me tell you something. She was able to tell that I'm ex-military because this jacket I wear everywhere was standard issue for the Feverite Engineers Division about a decade ago. She said, "You've suffered greatly for your convictions because I have an obvious limp." She guessed I was an artificer because of the fact I use welding goggles to keep my hair out my eyes. And as for my name, she probably heard you two hissing at me to shut up every 10 seconds. We were pretty close to the stage. Notice that she only knew my first name and not my second one.
I still don't see why you had to ruin the performance for everyone.
Ruined? They got to see a guy get cursed. That's plenty entertaining. Katerina ought to give me a cut of the profits. Why is my wrist so itchy? Did a mosquito bite me or... Look, if anyone wants a ghost to be real, you know it's me, but they aren't. And I think we ought to all just accept that...
At that moment, Eisen went across the road, only for an automobile to barrel past at a speed that likely would have killed him if Telesphore hadn't yanked him back out of the way.
Christ! Oh, good save, big guy.
Don't mention it.
A terrible fate. Don't you get it? That was the fate!
No, it wasn't.
That could have happened to him any day of the week. He never looks both ways before crossing.
Where do you stand on ghosts, Telesphore?
I've never seen one, and I'm not particularly compelled by the existing evidence, but I keep an open mind. Like you said, we know alternate dimensions exist. The afterlife could be one of them.
That, at least, sounds scientifically possible.
How is what he said any different to what I said? I'm not totally gullible, you know. I only believe in ghosts because I have first-hand experience.
Oh, I take it all back then.
I'm serious. When I was at St. Rita's, one of the girls in my dorm snuck a talking board in her luggage, and we stayed up until 3 a.m. on Walpurgisnacht to use it. She told us that that's how you summon demons, and I thought she was lying. But then when this one girl, Sophie, asked the board, "Who am I going to marry?" it said death. And the next day, she fell down the stairs.
Did she die?
No.
Then that doesn't prove anything. Also, even within the logic of your own story, that was a demon, not a ghost.
I think you're splitting hairs a little bit, darling.
Fine, I'll let it go. Let's just leave the city before anyone siphons the petrol out of the tank.
We can be in Toria before 10 o'clock. Drinks at the Headless Deer?
You read my mind. Colette? If the curse gets me and I die before we get to the pub, I'll owe you a beer.
You're laughing now, but when it happens, you won't be.
That doesn't sound good. Eisen, would you go out and...
Check the engine. I sure can.
I'm coming with you.
It's not the curse, Colette.
Spoken like a man about to die from a curse.
Don't look over my shoulder like that.
But what if the engine blows up in your face?
With how close you're standing, it'd take you out as well. Go make yourself useful and check the petrol tank. Go on. Alright, baby, you're feeling poorly. Talk to me. Tell Daddy what's wrong. Nothing wrong on this end.
The cap for the fuel tank's been tampered with.
Oh, of course.
Someone siphoned the petrol out of the tank while we were in the theater, didn't they?
Bloody looks like it.
You really ought to come up with some kind of charm that'll stop this from happening.
This is not the terrible fate.
I didn't say anything.
You were thinking about saying it.
Thankfully, this breakdown occurred on a section of road that was still within walking distance of Hundkopf. They passed the famous dog skull that marked the city's limits, which to Colette felt like a particularly grim portent given the current circumstances.
So, we'll restock our fuel supply, and then maybe just camp out where the van already is? I don't particularly feel like driving anymore today.
While you're doing that, Colette and I might have a go at the roulette table.
Why?
I've had so much bad luck today that I feel I'm due for something good to happen. It'll only be a small bit.
I'm setting you a 5-mark limit.
Deal. Come pick us up when you've got the petrol. Why are you so fixated on this cursed thing anyway?
Oh, sorry. Would you rather I not care if you live or die?
No, obviously not, but maybe you should save the worry for when we're in actual life or death situations.
Unbeknownst to Eisen or Colette, at that moment a pair of handymen were in the process of lifting an upright piano through the window of the penthouse suite, directly above the gambling den that Eisen was planning on entering.
What the...
Look out below!
What was that? Was that a real life or death situation?
Alright, twice is an accident. 3 times is suspicious. There's definitely something fishy going on here.
Aha! You admit it. The curse is real.
I never said that.
I think there's only one thing left to do.
I never said that! God. And you know I can't run after you. Oh, whatever.
Colette ran down the street in the direction of the Hippodrome, hoping to catch Katerina Vulpina as she was leaving the venue for the day. What she wasn't aware of was that Katerina also hosted an intimate spiritual salon after 9 p.m., which, for reasons that will soon become apparent, children were not permitted to attend.
Hey, is this where the After Dark show is? Thanks.
As Colette entered the venue's smaller secondary performance space, she was greeted with an eerie green glow, black velvet curtains, and a mass of ghostly arms. As she watched with a mixture of horror and fascination, patrons approached the arms, leaning back into the curtains and welcoming an odd ghostly embrace. This was met with uproarious cheers and giggling from the rest of the audience.
Approach if you dare. The spirits are reaching out, desperate for contact with the living.
Oh my!
Oh, wow! Hey, Katerina.
Save your questions for after the show, my child.
Okay. Where the hell is she, anyway? Hey! Okay, that's kind of a little to the left? Lower? No, higher. Oh! That feels really good. I wonder if... No! I'm here to speak to Katerina. But maybe I can wait until after...
Quiet, girl. You're spoiling all the fun.
Some of us are here to have a good time with the ghosts.
Meanwhile, a few doors over at the Lucky Dog Robin Club, Eisen and Telesphore were reconvening. Telesphore had a full canister of petrol, and Eisen had lost his 5 marks at Pinochle.
Is that a broken piano?
Aye, I wanted to talk to you about that. Colette's done a Colette and run off without telling me where she's headed. I think she's trying to confront the spiritualist about the curse.
And what do you think about that?
I think she might have actually been right. Sort of.
In what way?
Here, look at my wrist.
Oh, I see. How long have you had that splinter?
Well, I don't remember my wrist being itchy before Katerina grabbed it. Come on.
Eisen and Telesphore headed to the Hippodrome and searched for a way to sneak backstage, unaware that Colette was currently busy being ravished by spirits.
Sounds like they're having a wonderful time in there.
Do you regret not buying us a pair of tickets?
Why would I pay money to get manhandled when I can enjoy it for free in the comfort of my own home?
Oh, like this, huh? Oh, I'm a ghost. Ooh.
Stop it! We'll get caught and thrown out.
Wait, I think this is the stage door.
Oh my word.
On the other side of the black velvet curtains that separated Katerina from her enthusiastic patrons, Aya and Winterlich found her standing before a complex mechanism made up of a dozen wooden arms disguised with glowing green gloves. As she gave directions to her audience, she conducted the many appendages like a symphony orchestra. On the table next to her was an enchanted hand mirror. A closer look at the mirror revealed not a reflection of the person gazing into it, but rather a view of the back of Eisen's head.
Aha! She's an artificer. I knew it! I love being right.
Do not be afraid. These apparitions mean you no harm. They're drawn to the warmth on this side of the veil, to the touch they remember from their earthly lives. You, my lucky patrons, are blessed with the chance to... What the hell are you doing back here?
Oh, how's that terrible fate coming along?
Oh dear. The veil's closing. The spirits, they're slipping away. My energies are depleted and I must be left alone to replenish them. Go on, everybody, get out. The show's over. Is this just what you do for fun?
Only to people who try and kill me with falling pianos.
Eisen?
Colette?
Oh, there's Katerina.
How was the After Hours show?
I don't know how I feel about it, honestly.
Oh, is that so? Don't know how to feel about it? They ruined it. Your friends ruined it. You know what that means for me? People asking for refunds. You're stealing food out of my children's mouths.
You don't have children.
What if I did? You don't know me.
I'll leave if you agree to stop trying to kill me. You put a replicator charm on a bit of wood and splintered me with it so you could track where I would be for the rest of the day. You made a car nearly hit me while I was leaving the show. You drained all the fuel out of our van so we couldn't leave the spell's range of effect. Then, you made a piano fall on me outside the Lucky Dog Robin.
Not really trying to kill you, you dolt. I couldn't have you going around telling all of your friends I was a fake. So wait, what about the fuel for the van?
There was no fuel in the van when we tried to leave town.
That wasn't me. me. It was just some normal Hundakoff bullshit. I hate this city.
Ah, you still did the other two, and I think I ought to get the price of my ticket back for compensation.
Eisen, come on.
No, it's the principle of it.
You can pry your refund out of my cold, dead hands.
Well then, it looks like we're at an impasse. Ow!
Get out of my theater.
All right, there's no need to resort to violence. Ow!
Don't hit him, I'm the one who pissed you off.
Would you really hit an innocent woman with a wrench?
Oh, ha ha ha. Try me. Oh, come on! This isn't a fair fight. I've only got 2 arms and you've got 14.
What's fair is letting me do my job without making me look like an ass in front of a crowd of 1,000 people.
Eisen, just apologize to her and let it go.
She tried to hit me with a piano. She needs to apologize to me.
I wouldn't have done it if you hadn't heckled me.
Ow! I wouldn't have heckled you if you weren't such an obvious fraud. I mean, you're just performing basic fabric and wood manipulation.
What does it matter? It's theater.
Telesphore?
If I must.
In an instant, Telesphore had vanished from where he stood, and Katerina suddenly felt the barrel of a gun press into the side of her head.
This is really getting out of hand, Miss Volpina. Would you kindly call off your automaton for me?
Oh, you wouldn't. All right. Jesus.
Thank you. Now, I think we should all agree on a non-violent solution like reasonable adults. Agreed?
Fine.
Fine.
Eisen, you go first.
Sorry I ruined your seance.
Could you speak up, please, darling?
I'm sorry I ruined your seance.
Good boy.
Don't push your luck, Telsey.
Miss Volpina?
I'm sorry I almost made someone run you over and then drop a piano on you.
There. Now, was that so difficult?
And I'm sorry I was fretting so much about the curse.
You didn't need to apologize, but alright. Katerina, apology accepted.
Likewise.
Now, about that refund.
Eisen?
Don't worry about it. I don't need it.
Excellent. Now get the hell out of my theater.
With the mystery of Katerina's curse solved, Aya, Winterlich, and Geiss retired to the van. Eisen set to work repairing and refilling the petrol tank, while Telesphore cooked a late dinner of roasted aubergine, and Colette continued work on some workman's overalls to be added to her growing collection of disguises.
I wonder if there are any other spiritualists who run after-hour seances like that. Not for my sake, like, obviously. But I think you guys would like it.
Obviously. Do you want some warm salt water for that splinter?
It's alright, I've got it. No, I don't.
I'll put the kettle on.
It's officially midnight.
Oh, would you look at that? I survived the day without meeting a terrible fate. Although today's the 3rd, right?
I think so.
Then that means it's my birthday. Maybe that's the terrible fate, eh? Getting older.
Wow. Bleak.
So, the night of June 2nd came to a close, and in the morning the trio continued on to their next job. Katerina Volpina continued to perform her nightly shows, both family-friendly and otherwise, in the Hippodrome for the rest of the week, before moving on to the next stop on her national tour. Though Eisen had humiliated her in front of one crowd, this had no real effect on her popularity, and she would continue to perform to sold-out venues across Europe right up until her death in 1938, from exposure to the radioactive paint that she often used in her set decorations.
The Kingmaker Histories is a production of We Are Not Alive. This episode was written by Addison Peacock and audio engineered by Meg Malloy-Tootin, with executive production by Henry Galley. Our music comes courtesy of Vivek Abhishek, Pixabay, and Technoaxe, and our theme was written and performed by Professor Shy Guy. This episode featured, in order of appearance, David Alt as the historian, Blythe Renee as Colette, Josh Rubino as Telesfor, Takai Nazir as Eisen, and Lisa Sowden as Katarina, with additional voices by Meg Malloy-Tootin, Daisy McNamara, Roscoe Brahman, Henry Galley, and Charlie Porritt. If you'd like to support the show, visit the links in the show notes. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.